Hi, folks.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, thank you. Best espresso in town.
Awesome.
Morning, Dion. Hey, Mom. Hi, Mark. Simon, how's it going? All right, nice. Anthony. How are you, sir? Okay, you're grilling sabaki. Nice. We started Market 707 approximately 3 years ago. We wanted to create a economic development model to make it accessible for marginalized entrepreneurs, newcomers, and people to start a business. We managed to construct Toronto's first, shall we say, street food market. Market 707 got started actually through a youth exchange that we did in Ghana. We noticed that a lot of shops were actually running out of containers. You would see someone cutting hair in one container. You would see someone else selling fried chicken. We came back to Toronto and saw that we've got all this wasted space in this deserted strip of Dundas. So we plunked our containers down. And Councillor Vaughan supported this vision right from the very start.
Market 707 does is it reduces all of those barriers and turns them into very simple things to overcome. You get your food handling license, you've got the bin, you figure out what you cook at home with, and you bring it to the bin, and bingo, you're up and running. And you're up and running in an environment where the customers find you. You don't have to go looking for the customers. So you got prime real estate that was not being used by the city, now being used by these, the social entrepreneurs. It's a perfect marriage of the city's social obligations meeting economic opportunity on a sidewalk. And with relatively little investment and little bureaucracy, a path has been cleared for them to thrive, and they are thriving.
What we have here is a franchisable concept that helps people with good, healthy, environmentally friendly, multicultural, exciting ideas. And so that's what's so innovative about this. And it's all here in a box. I think they call it's the first container mall in the world. Well, it's the first container mall of the new movement that's going to bring a new concept of food into mainstream politics over the next decade.
Market 707 is a really interesting example of social innovation and entrepreneurship in Toronto. The pop-up containers give you the perfect option, a very inexpensive, flexible way to allow people to get space that they can use for a variety of purposes. So we're really looking forward to the results of the pilot and then to start to do the analysis of where else this model can be cost-effective and also contribute to social and economic growth.
I think this model has a lot of potential, especially in the conversations that I've had with people across the city. It's being referred to all the time of what could we do with a container, or how could shipping containers help animate our spaces and support our local economies. Job, employment, creation, all of this stuff is something that's really been stressed in the city of Toronto, and what can we do locally? So the Market 707 really provides a concrete example of how do we build local economic development from a place-based approach.
Bridging the gap between rich and poor is one of the issue areas that we see in our Vital Signs report every year. And it was clear the Business in the Box was providing a very innovative solution to advance the vital signs in Toronto. Not only supporting social value, but also creating economic value at the same time. We think there's a lot of potential in Business in the Box, particularly its ability to scale itself. Given the nature of what it's doing, it's highly mobile, it can move around the communities and across the city very seamlessly, and we think that there's an opportunity to actually take it across the city to build out what we think is one of the great solutions moving forward.
But the idea here is that part of the economic solution to low-income neighborhoods and poor neighborhoods is not training kids endlessly to do resumes. It's teaching them how to run small businesses, because those small businesses are going to provide more independence, more wealth, and more durability than any resume you ever learn how to print on a computer. The hope here is that money cycles through the community, but also money is brought to the communities for people to earn a living from. And you can look at it as good economic development. You can also look at it as good social development. We need to find a way to generate more of these bins and get them out there. And suddenly, you start seeing how this little tiny micro-intervention starts to knit together parts of the city that aren't working properly right now and activates them with something which not only makes them socially more interesting, but makes them economically more productive.
What would need to happen to make this model replicable across the City of Toronto is a very clear step-by-step process on how do you do this, how do you deal with the operation aspects of setting up a container, linking it into hydro and electricity and all of those components, but also how do you work with the entrepreneurs? What's the selection criteria? What are the supports and capacities you need to build them up to help support their successes?
As we get more information about who is successful and under what circumstances, we can think about new ways to use this innovative approach to generating opportunities for people and also animating portions of the city.
I think Market 707 provides a lot of promising information, both for us as a foundation in learning how do we build a local economy and how do we support that on the ground, how do we operationalize innovation, and Market 707 really helps us understand that. And I think it also provides a key model for other organizations and other local economic development networks to figure out how they can take this learning and this model forward.
I think there's a lot of potential here, and it's definitely worth looking at further.
It's such a celebrated success that people want to contribute to it. It's survived, it's thrived, and it's now a great place to be. And it's one of the things that defines that stretch of Dundas Street. For neighborhoods that are looking to animate tough spots in their community, that's the first place I'd turn. This is the kind of thing that just triggers transformation in such a positive way. Market 707, we're just waiting for the next one to pop up, and it will.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a job on the planet, and empty and traded. My tongue was swelling up. I said a 1, 2.